26, I-70 here in Colorado. Bethune, B-E-T-H-U-N-E, Bethune, Colorado. 2:07 Mountain Time. We're going to be stopping over here in a little over an hour up the road. Going to stop in Lyman for the night. The direction I have to go after that, I will not get to my receiver before they're going to close. And it's not like because I'm on permits, I just cannot go anywhere I want. I am limited on where I can go and what I can do. I can't just go up to the nearest truck stop that's 15, 20 miles away simply because that's where I want to go. I can only have a certain amount of leeway, typically a mile off of the highway to a truck stop for fuel, for rest, for load checks. Hello Josh, how you doing? So I do not have a whole lot of leeway. Now Colorado Springs, there's not a whole lot of places that I can park in Colorado Springs. And since I'm not going to really be able to get to my delivery today, because of the road that I have to take from Lyman, US 24 down to Colorado Springs, I'm going to be going slower. It's going to take more time. So we are going to be stopping here in Lyman for the night. First thing in the morning, we're going to get down to Colorado Springs, make our delivery. And then we are heading up to our next pickup. We got to go up to Greeley, Colorado. We're picking up a Massey Ferguson piece of equipment up there. And I believe it's going to be an oversized load. So we do have to take tires off in order to get it under like 12 foot. And we're taking that a little over about 1,100 miles, almost 1,200 miles down to El Centro, California. So we got at least a 2-day trip all the way down to El Centro. So we will get up, get loaded on Thursday. We're going to drive all day Friday, all day Saturday, deliver Monday. And Sunday we're going to reset our clock. We're going to stop somewhere in, we'll figure out where we're going to stop in Utah. Not Utah, in, in Nevada. We'll head down past Searchlight, down near Cal Navari, California, Arizona, Nevada, or California, Nevada, Arizona, down in the very southern part of Nevada, US 95, if I'm allowed to go that way. That's the key. If they allow me to go that way, because I think I'm going to be about 11 foot 1, 11 foot 2, I think. But we want to get it under 12 foot so we don't have to worry about escorts. That's the big issue. If we can just take off 2 tires, and strap those down and then secure our vehicle here, we should be able to go without escorts. Like I said, we're going to be like 11 foot something, I think. But the tires would push me 12 foot or like 12.5, I think, if we left the tires on there. So another oversized load, more permits to deal with. We have California permit. We have I believe we have a Nevada. We have a Utah. We will need a permit. So we have annuals for those other 2 states. But we'll need a permit for Colorado. We still got this John Deere 130G excavator. We still are holding this from there in North Carolina. Because we spent the weekend at my sister's place there in Georgia. I went to the gun range. Well, I went to 2 different gun ranges. We are now in Colorado, mile marker 418 approximately. We're heading here to Lyman at exit 359. We're going to stop in Lyman for the night. Excuse me. Like I said, then tomorrow we'll finish out the last 75, 80 miles to Colorado Springs. Deliver. Then it's up to Greeley. So the Ray McNally, we're just going to use city center for Greeley to El Centro. So from our stop here in Colorado Springs, about 130 miles north up to Greeley, then roughly 1,120 miles down to El Centro the way that it has me going. So out through I-70, out to out through Vail, Aspen, Glenwood Springs, Rifle, Grand Junction, out into Utah, and then down to I-15, through south of Salt Lake City, down to Las Vegas, and then down to El Centro. Via was a US 59, I believe it is. Past Searchlight, down Cal Navari, then to down to El Centro. But that's all depending on what the individual states allow me to do. You know, what Colorado, that's amazing, what Colorado lets me do. Because like I said, Nevada, Utah, and California, I have annual permits, so I have a little bit more freedom to run where I want to run. You know, as long as I'm on a road that's legal for that particular, for that size, you know, it's a truck route, I can do what I need to do. If I got the annual permit, I can run a little bit more free. But when I have a trip specific or one-time permit, I have to kind of go by what they tell me I'm allowed to do. So that's why I'm going to be on Colorado, or US 24 here in Colorado. Let's see here. US 24 to Ellesmere, Colorado, I-25, Colorado 115, Lake Avenue, Colorado 115, Colorado 115. That takes me to my destination, so. You know, Colorado's telling me what roads I'm allowed to be on. Oh, pardon me. But when I got a annual permit, I have a little bit more freedom to go on the roads that I choose. But, you know, that's the nature of the game. So, like I said, we'll run empty about 2 hours up to Greeley. We'll pick up our next load. We should be able to make it back down to like to Pueblo at least, or we're going to make it out to somewhere on I-70 through Glenwood Canyon. You know, past Vail, past Aspen, you know, Glenwood Springs. Like I said, back to Rifle would be A-okay. If I can stop at that Walmart, because they've let me park there before. You know, let me park overnight and let me park there, period. If I can make it back to Rifle, I might see if I can get a Lyft or an Uber or whatever it is to the Shooter's Grill. I might go do that. But we'll see. We'll see what Colorado allows me to do, what road they tell me I must take. I mean, the route that I would like to take is, like I said, through Glenwood Canyon, over to I-15, you know, south of Salt Lake City, take that south all the way through Vegas, onto US 59, no, 95, sorry. Take that through the, you know, into California, down to Barlow. I think it's Barlow. Past the Saltine Sea, or Saltine Sea, or whatever they call it. Salton Sea. Take that down to El Centro. I think that's right on down on I-8, if I remember correctly. Pop it off, head over to Ehrenberg, and park there for the night, on Monday. Hopefully I do not get a load picking up in Los Angeles. And hopefully I can go over to like Phoenix, pick up a load over there. That would be nicer. I'd rather pick up there than head back east. All we can do is wait to see what our size is. Like I said, I think I'll be 11 foot, real close to 11 foot wide. I don't think I'll be tall. I'll have to look at the specs of the piece that I'm picking up, see if I'm going to be tall as well as wide. And if we are going to be working with a permit, it's all going to be depending on what Colorado says. But we'll just go from there. I mean, that's all we can do. Well, we got another 45 miles about to go here to Lyman. So we got to figure in the morning, 2 hours to get there, an hour to offload, about 2 hours to Greeley, so that makes 5 hours right there. An hour to load minimum. Well, we're gonna say 2 hours, so that's 7 hours out of the day. And then either 2 or 3 hours of driving after that. That should be able to get us either to Monument or down to Pueblo. If we're forced to go south on I-25 all the way down into New Mexico. But if we are forced to go out through, we're told to go out through I-70, we might be able to make it to Rifle for the night, park there at that Walmart. We will see what they let us do. Mr. Ken, how you doing? We're trying. Huawei. We are doing our best. We are doing our best. We've done 527 miles so far today. We left Higginsville, Missouri this morning. And I got a little bone to pick with the employees and the manager at the Higginsville Pilot, banging on my door at 11 o'clock at night when I'm trying to sleep. You know you're parked in a reserved parking spot. Yes, I do. I parked here on purpose. Where's your receipt for your window? I didn't get one, and I don't need to have one. If you're, I appreciate the fact that they were out checking that people were parked in the reserved parking spots, properly. I can appreciate that. But instead of banging on people's doors and waking them up at 11 o'clock at night, what they should have done is go into their computer system, which every single pilot, Flying J, can, just like with every TA Petro, they all can do this. They can go into their little system to the preserved parking page. They can print out a little sheet of paper that has the company name, the reservation number, the truck model, the company name, the color of the vehicle, what type of vehicle for the most part, the person who paid for it, their information that it was paid for. All you have to do is go out to where the reserved parking is. Excuse me. All right, this is a white Freightliner, number 25846, with TQM Transportation. Yes, they paid for the parking spot. Look at the piece of paper. All that's written on the paper, you cross it off, you don't bang on that guy's door at 11 o'clock at night while he's sleeping. It's called courtesy. It's called doing your job properly. It doesn't take much to, do something so simple like that. Like I said, they have the ability to print out one sheet of paper. One. With every person, every truck that is actually paid for that reserved parking spot. And you don't need to bang on a door unless they did not pay for it and they are not supposed to be in that spot. Those are the people you wake up. Those are the people you make move. It's a simple concept. Well, I wouldn't be put in these positions of having to rant if people would just use a little bit, a smidge, a small pinch of common sense. If they had left me alone, didn't bang on my door when I'm trying to sleep, I would have said nothing about it. I'd have been happy with it. But I'm the kind of guy that when you treat your customers like dirt, I'm going to let everybody know about it. I will do a corporate complaint. I will put it out there that I'm being treated less than what I should be. I took the time. I spent the money 3 or 4 hours ahead of time to reserve that parking spot. I should have a certain expectation of good customer service when I pay for the service before I get there. Call me crazy, If I go to Burger King and I pay for a meal, I expect my meal to be, to arrive in a certain way. Hot, fresh, complete, correct. Nothing that is out of the order, nothing that is going beyond what is expected. Nothing that's out of the way of them doing their job properly. If I hire a guy to rake leaves, I expect the leaves to be raked. If I hire somebody to come by 3 times a day and punch me in the face, I expect that work to be done. It's simple. It's easy business 101 customer service to understand. But that's just me. Like I said, I would not be driven to voice a complaint as I do if you did your job right. No, it's simple, you know. To me, it goes back to the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. When I go into a store, I say, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir, please, excuse me, pardon me, whatnot, you know, basic manners. Pardon me. Yeah, that's the way I am. All right, well, enough of that whining and crying and moaning and groaning. So like I said, I left Higginsville this morning. We got into Kansas. We went around the south side of Kansas City. We passed Olathe. We passed Lawrence. We got around the toll section of I-70. We got through Topeka. We got all the way past Colorado. And now we got about 34 miles to go here to Lyman. Tomorrow we're going to get on to US 24. And then Colorado 15 down to Colorado Springs. Then we'll, drop this piece off. We'll head up to Greeley, pick up that piece, and then how we get it down Colorado, down to California, we will see. But we will do what we got to do. How you doing? Sorry, I can't read your name. The glare on the phone screen is a little too much, but welcome. So, another day on the highway, as it were. And then, of course, on Sunday, because I will not be able to make my delivery in California on Sunday, we'll be stopped somewhere so I can, I can do laundry. Maybe I can go to a grocery store. We'll see. We'll do a little bit of maintenance. I got to grease the truck and trailer. Well, not so much the trailer, but the only thing I really do on the trailer is the landing gear, and that rarely ever comes up and down. So, I mean, I lowered it when I got my APU fixed there in Georgia on Monday. but it really hasn't gone up or down in several months. Really, it has not been lowered or raised since February the 25th until Monday. So it really that really doesn't need greasing, but we'll get the truck greased up. We'll do other little basic maintenance if I can do it. If it's warm enough and dry enough, we may get some surface rust off of the trailer, and we'll put down some paint on there to cover that up. Basic maintenance, type stuff. What I really need to get is some black or some etch primer to really, do a good bond with it, and put a good top coat on. I also want to put a mark on the top deck for the center point of the trailer. So it's just a little easier to balance loads. This load is pretty balanced to begin with. We're 11,740 on the steers, 29,600 on the drive axle, 25,460 on the trailer, 66,880 total with pretty much full tanks. So we're fine for all that. So that's not an issue. The only thing is we're 1 inch over legal size, which is why we're running an 8'7", excavator on an 8'6" trailer. We need permits. But that's the way it is. So 28 miles to our stop. Perfect. Like I said, we're getting there. I got a little bit of laundry to do. I'm going to try to keep up on that as much as possible. It's just I broke one of my ramen bowls, unfortunately, so I got to order another set of those. That was a bummer. That's just going to take about a month to get imported from Japan. I'll make a little bit of dinner. I'll talk to the wife on the phone and text. So the best part of the day, I think everybody can agree to that, talking to the other one in your life. So little bit of bugs on the windshield. Sorry. So we'll just continue to do what we do. And that's I do need to replace a couple of flags, you know, at the, you know, because we got a little bit of tearing and ripping because they're blowing in the wind at 70 miles an hour. I mean, they won't last forever. So we'll replace a couple of those. I'll retire those flags to being side marking flags, not corner marking flags, because you can get away with them not being perfect. I want to try to get a, you know, real good, if it's not too hot, to try to get a real good deep cleaning on the windshield, the mirrors, the side windows. You know, a little bit of maintenance, you know, inside and out, just a general wipe down everything, dusting, a little bit of organization of the toolboxes left and right. Also the headache rack, a little bit of organization needed there. You know, just tidy things up, make it a little bit neater, a little bit easier to use. Make sure all of our paperwork is done and, you know, stuff like that. I got to send in my maintenance reports. I got to, you know, we're in the new month, so I got the new month maintenance started. So any kind of thing that I do for the truck, I got a note. And we'll get those sent off, you know, via email and also in the packet when I send this load off. Pardon me. Yeah, it looks like a little bit of rain ahead of us. Yeah, we got a little bit of rain up here, so fun. But, you know, so just basic stuff this weekend, and gonna try to do the cooking show. And the internet, of course, is messed up again. I gotta change my provider again because the new provider decided they're gonna change how they're doing things, and my internet device is no longer acceptable, so I got cut off. So that kind of sucks. Westbound right side, 380. I think that's Mr. Brad Parks. I'm not sure. How you doing? But I don't know if you can see it up ahead. Looks like we got some rain falling down here. And of course, the weather radar is not going to show on my GPS because, like I said, my internet's been turned off. So now I got to sign up with my first original service, which costs more. But if they're going to allow me to use the device I want, that's kind of what I got to go with. Because I really do not want to tether to the phone. I try to keep the phone separate from that. But got to do what I got to do. So there you go. And plus, I'd have to wait till I got back to Georgia to pick it up and all that jazz. On the phone got a little bit too hot. Forgot to unplug the charger. Westbound right side, 374. So we got about 15 miles to our stop here in Lyman. Like I said, you can see the rain coming out of the cloud up here. I haven't seen any lightning coming out of it, but you never know. And on the permits, it does talk about you cannot drive through inclement weather. So rain is, I plan on stopping up here anyway, so whatever, we're just going to use that as one more reason not to go. Like I said, well, give us an opportunity, A, to get some laundry done, B, get some paperwork done, administrative type stuff done, and make a really good dinner. Which, if you're not part of the Facebook cooking group, Unapologetic Semi Kitchen, feel free to join. It's not just about cooking in the truck, it's about food all everywhere. And as long as it stays about food, we're good to go. Food, kitchen supplies, technique, anything dealing with food in the kitchen, it's open game on that group. So if you're not already a member, feel free to join. You'd like to see over there. I will be doing my best to get a cooking show, a live stream done this weekend. We are going to, I don't know what I'm going to make, but we're going to make something. But it's just a question of being able to get things done. I have not had a good run with the internet the past several months. I mean, almost a year now. Internet's been all over the place for me, so that's been an issue. My time, that's another big issue. So, you know, things like that always always interrupted, but we are going to so you see the windsock there. We got some crosswinds going on, more than 15 miles an hour. Alright. Temperature has gone back down to 59 degrees. We were over 70 degrees just a little while ago. 58 we are back down to. Let's see here. If I remember right, we have a way station up here right before we get off the highway here in Lyman. Another 10 miles to go. Oh, pardon me. Excuse me. What I'm going to do for dinner tonight, I don't know. I'm thinking rice with a bit of beef, a bit of onion, a bit of yellow onion, a bit of green onion, a bit of a sauce with it. Thinking of just putting that on top of rice, a couple of scrambled eggs with that. I got some carrot. And I could do a bit of stir fry. I don't have any celery anymore. I don't have any bean sprouts. I don't have any snap peas. Now, there's a few things I want for a stir fry, so. Alright, but we will see what we can do for dinner. So it's 3 o'clock. It's going to be almost 2 hours to get to our delivery, and there's no place to park around there. That leaves half an hour for me to find some place to go, and by that time I'd have to try to pay for parking. So I'm not going anywhere else besides Lyman. I'll do that time in the morning. But we got a little bit of sprinkle going on, so we are getting under this cloud with this rain falling. And you see it over there to the underneath the cloud there, you can see the rain falling. It doesn't look like it's going to last long, but So we're going to do about 571 miles today, which is a good solid day's drive. You got this this wide load in front of us with the this mobile office building. I'm not going to try to pass this guy. mean, we're only 6 miles out. Remember, right? We got the away station here. Yeah, 4 miles. We got the way station. But then we'll pull in, we'll get a parking spot. We'll take off our magnetic lights, we'll take off our flags, stow them away so they don't get stolen in the middle of the night. Oh, actually, this guy's going slow enough. We'll go ahead and pass this one. We're far enough away from the we're far enough away that we can pass him safely. And Kenny, your tail lights on that mobile office are not working.
Do what, Chris? Somebody said my lights wasn't working. I was making sure you were talking about this black Kenworth.
The Kenworth in the back, not the front one, the back one. I didn't see your lights burning.
Right, but I appreciate it. I'll get them checked out up here and see what's up. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I didn't think you want to go into the scale having that going on. Quick little check. And that's what a CB is for. So they're pulling off here. He's going to pull off here. So that guy's lights are burning. The one in fronts are burning. So the one all the way in the back, I didn't see his lights on. So they're gonna take a look at that. It looks like they're getting off here anyway. So, but you never know when a DOT officer is going to roll up on you. It's better to get a little heads up if needs be. Lyman, welcome to all right. Oh, pardon me. Commercial vehicles comply with electronic messaging, electronic instructions.
2 miles, take exit 309 right onto Williams Avenue.
Right, over the way in motion here, and the cameras and the signal. Here is the arm for the bypass transponder if you got one, which I don't have one. Even if I did, I would still have to go into the scale if it was open, but it says closed. So mile marker 360. Well, 361. And we are at 3:03 p.m. So the scale is normally open, but they closed it because they got a bit of a backup in here. So we are good to go. We didn't have to go in because they closed it because they had more trucks in there than they wanted. You see a sign for the TA on the right, on the left, sorry.
In half a mile, take the first exit on the right onto Williams Avenue.
We are going over here to the Flying J. And it says, see the sign says I-24. We're going to be taking I-24 in the morning down past the TA here, down to Colorado Springs. Oh man, a little bit rougher than I remember it being.
Turn and reverse right onto Williams Avenue.
I just always had that question, why can they not lay concrete smoothly? It's always rough and banging around and chopped up, and it doesn't seem to be a difficult thing for me to understand why that's not possible.
Turn and reverse left onto Williams Avenue.
Ready. So a little bit of truck repair here, along with a washout. No, a truck wash. Well, they still have the truck wash here.
The destination is on the left.
Ah, man. Ready. Let's find ourselves a place to be. I want an easy out in the morning. That is always a desirable thing. I think what I want to do is I'm going to spin around here. What are you doing? What is your problem? Go. You know, you're not the only one who needs the road there, jack off. Just don't get to drive wherever you want as fast as you want. So we're going to park right here. And leave plenty of room for somebody else to park as well. There's plenty of room for these guys to get in and out. Plenty of room for everybody else to go around me. So there should be no issues with that. Well, unfortunately, I don't want those kind of bumps. No, Christina and I did not get married. Christina is just my friend. She was on the truck because it was kind of a necessity, but she's just my friend. We had no romantic things about that. I love her like a sister, but that's as far as that relationship goes. Now, my wife, even though we're not legally married, but we consider each other married, is not Christina. So. All right, so we're gonna do our post-trip inspection. We're gonna log that into the computer here so everybody sees that it was done. All right, yeah, some bean sprouts I like in my stir fry, definitely. Make the pancakes in the back, hell yeah. Rattle Trap, how you doing? Sorry I missed you. So, 571 miles for the day. 314,333 miles on the truck for mileage. And 6,586.3 hours on the engine. There we go. All right. And like I said, we will not be able to get to our delivery on time to make a delivery, because by the time I got there, they're either just leaving or have already gone. So we are A-OK. And then from there, we head up to Greeley and then down to El Centro, California. Which I don't want to go to California at all. But that's where the load takes us, so blah, 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 blah. All right. So if you go to the Facebook, you know, you go to Unapologetics in My Kitchen. You'll see what other members are putting up there, what I'm putting up there. We are, like I said, I'm planning on a Sunday live stream. Let me turn that around. All right, so Sunday live stream. More than likely, I'll be using my condiment, my Japanese condiment here, called Nori Tsukudani. Basically, it's a seaweed, kind of a paste that's been boiled down with soy sauce and mushrooms and, you know, other ingredients. So we're going to be using some of this weekend. So that might be making an appearance. Yes, I did do a goatee. The missus wants me to keep a short beard. I, said, well, what do you think about a goatee? So I shaved that down last night. She's okay with it, but she'd rather have a full beard that's just short. So the next couple of weeks, I'll be growing that back, on the cheek and on the jawline. We'll be growing that out. We're not going to forget the yoga. The belly is big enough as it is. I don't want to be too much like Buddha. But like I said, we're going to grow the beard out. We're going to trim it down so she can't grab it. That's what she said. So what Stephanie wants, Stephanie gets. That's how that works. So we are going to be doing what we need to do here. Let me get the stuff in the window here for a little bit for the privacy. Keep the heavy sun out. Put that on there. There we go. Pardon me. So like I said, tonight is, excuse me, a bit of administrative work, paperwork, whatnot. We're going to get the laundry done. If I remember, they got laundry here. We got one small load of laundry to do. We're going to get that done. And then a nice, well done dinner. Get that one up in the window as well. And we got 77 miles to go down US 24 to Colorado Springs. Let's see here. And we'll take that. Basically, we were the last time we were in Colorado Springs. We're going to go to the same location. And now that I know exactly how to get in there a lot easier, without having to go around the block and call and ask questions of how to get into the place, because the address was not exactly correct. We'll get in and out real quick. 126 miles north to Greeley. We'll get that loaded pretty quick. So that's going to be, by the time we get loaded at Greeley, that's about 7 hours. No. This is kind of like you would do with Vegemite or Promite or any of those spreads like that. You just put a little bit. Normally, you would find this either on top of rice or in a rice ball. A little dab will do you. I mean, just a little bit is going to be more than enough. But you can get that on Amazon. Tsukudani. Tsukudani. This is nori, Nori, Tsukudani. But, a good Japanese condiment. I've not had that in, well, let's see, I came back to the United States in 1988. So 33 years. About 34 years almost since I've last had this. So why I didn't have it all that time, I don't know. It kind of just slipped the mind. But last month I said, you know what I haven't had? Some Tsukudani. I looked up on Amazon. Yes, they had some. They got several varieties. So I picked up this one. And the rest will be history. All right, let's get that in there. There we go. So, in case those who haven't seen it, this is my permit book.